Think of the air that we breathe as God's breath. And when we pollute the air, His breath stinks. But it can be freshened again. So it's not really having the lasting effect we think it is until we think it is, because thinking is what causes everything. So pollution really isn't pollution if you don't think it is. So the way to do that is to not have things out there that we see as pollution. So clean it up and make it look better, and don't put nasty toxic stuff in the air so other people don't think it's bad for us, because then it'll be bad for us. Anyway, picture all the stars and Milky Ways and all the space in between, all the darkness between the stars, and how there's big huge clusters of stars and there's planets that we call them. What if an organization is basically like an organ nation? Like the Earth and the surrounding planets are like the chest area of the being that we're in. As if our cells, the living cells that are in our body, are like these little tiny beings living in our organs, okay? But they're giant, and we're living in their organs. The reason we're alive is because we're in the area of like the chest, the heart, whatever. Farther up goes up to the sun, which is like the brain and the, that kind of thing. And I'm not trying to put silly things to it, because I don't need to, so I'm not going to. But in a astronomical, amazing, crazy way, it's not shaped like a person like we are, but we are basically an organ of that giant being. And let's say that you were a being that was made up of energy, and as the things inside your body became smarter and became able to do more, you as a whole could do more. So let's say you couldn't lift your right arm of your giant space body a certain amount until a certain time, because more people inside your body, us human beings and all other beings there are, become more conscious, and as they become more conscious, they're stronger. They give off stronger vibes. Their light is stronger. They give off more energy. They have more energy. The technology that we have is giving off a very strong energy. It's almost an artificial energy, but it is still our energy, because we have to learn how to operate like it does so that we have that actual energy. We don't want to say a new person came along and you gave them, and they have the potential to make you greater or worse, okay? And you show them all the technology you have, and they're like, how does this work? And you're like, I don't know. Whoever invented it knows how to do it, and they keep updating it, and we just don't know. Like, if you don't know what you're using, you're not really smart at all. If you don't know how you're using what you're using, then there's no point of using it. And if you know why you're using it, that's one point, yeah. But if you don't know how, if you don't know how it even works, what's the point? I got somebody calling me right now. This is ridiculous. Leave me alone. But anyway, so picture. Someone else is calling again, twice in a row. Those robocalls, probably. Anywho, now when that elbow or that arm gets stronger from the energy within the arm, we build our arm, we work it out, and it gets stronger, okay? Well, it does things, things happen for us that we don't know, weather, things, life situations, they present us with options and opportunities to grow from. And when we grow from them, literally, emotionally, physically, energetically, spiritually, we grow from them. We have more energy. When we're smarter, we also have more energy. When we're more really intelligent, not false intelligence that's thinking that the news is real, or the news is going to affect you, or that you can do anything about that one situation unless you change yourself and the way you think and the way you really understand how the world works. You cannot change any of the world until you change yourself. Like, and I'm not talking about change yourself like, stop smoking or go on a diet or something like that. I'm talking about live the way we should from the earth. And yeah, it may be boring for a little bit, but once you do it and all of a sudden you change around and you don't even want to, because you actually can feel the energy in the life around you, so you don't want to eat it. You don't want to eat the cows and the chickens because you feel the energy in them. And you're like, why would I eat myself? Why would I cut off my arm and eat it? I wouldn't. But we do it all the time, in a way, symbolistically. As the one being we are, we're eating ourselves all the time. Anyway, I don't want to go too deep into it because it's hard to explain, to put in words, and it just sounds like colorful, creative, you know, being, you know, full of imagination. But that's everything. That's literally everything. Everything is your imagination. Like sometimes your imagination seems real because you've seen it so many times that it is. And you couldn't have those things taken away. Like the wind blows and the leaves move. Yeah, you like that. I like that. So I wouldn't want to take that away. And I wouldn't want to control my mind to the point where I wanted to make wind stop blowing leaves on trees. You know, stuff like that is just, it's real. But at the same time, it's only real because it's happened so long, we all just know it does. And we couldn't take that out of our mind to change it. So I'm using a really simple scenario to explain why certain things aren't ever going to change. Because people wouldn't want, like, oh my god, the leaves blowing really bothers me, we have to change this. You know, but the things that need changed, all we have to do is find ways to go about doing them differently until we can either keep it at a safe level or remove it completely. You know, whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. So, anywho, yeah, I didn't want to talk for too long because I can go forever. It was such a crazy piece of the vision, but I'm not trying to make up too much because it's not like I'm making it up. I'm just trying to give it a like or as, you know, a scenario we could relate to. It's a giant being, just like we have living organs, you know, in our body and cells. Those are basically beings. Those are little mini beings, you know. It's amazing. And on top of it, we're just one of those little mini beings of this giant galaxy of a being. And that's what we end up going to. When you get smart enough and when all your karma's gone and you're ready to move to the next thing, you can be part of the wind, part of the elements of nature. Like you combined with certain bodies and able to operate them. Like it's not like a bug in the grass. You eat the bug and the bug becomes as smart as you. It's a karmic thing. You can't feel it through a body. It's so hard to explain. I wish I could. But anyway, peace, y'all. I love you.